Shortly, the Honourable Michael Egan, AO, the Chancellor, will be accompanied by the academic procession and will enter the graduation hall. Once they've taken their positions on stage, Advance Australia Fair will be played, and we ask that you join in the singing of the National Anthem. Would you please stand for the academic procession?
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Budringini everyone, and Nalawa, good evening and welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people, and to thank the University for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here this evening. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. And so he enrolled his daughter, Bulungari, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure for a time some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. It became known as the Blackstown, and it's where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We're very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here tonight. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now, that was probably better understood in traditional times when clan groups were smaller and abided by the strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a benchmark or a model on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 200 years ago, he encountered a people whom he described as one of the happiest people he had ever met. They owned nothing but the tools they carried, made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. Now, these were not primitive societies, these were ancient cultures. There was no slavery, no rich or poor, no rents or mortgages, no jails, and no homelessness. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, and then they were shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained in their natural state with fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. So understand, this is not a dream or an ideal. This was normal life for us and for the longest time, and only changed a very short time ago. So there's no reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us, but we're a clever people, and there is still much magic in the world, I believe. So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is normally good, and we are naturally a happy people. I would also just suggest you share your gifts with the rest of us and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do this, and I'm confident that together we can create again a country and a world that we can be proud of, and one that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you, and welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan, AO.
Thank you, Chris Tobin, for your welcome to country. Well, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, first I want to thank all of you for coming. A graduation ceremony is a very important celebration of achievement. The achievements, of course, of our graduands, but also of the university. So it's very good that you're here, and I'm very grateful that you are. I also want to thank, especially, those of you who have brought children with you. It's good for them that they're here, because their memories of today and of the importance of today may one day be the thing that inspires them to emulate the successes of today's graduands. And their presence is also good for us, because every celebration is enhanced by the presence and indeed the noise of children. Now, unless children have changed enormously since I was a child, few of them will be able to stay quiet or still for the duration of a graduation ceremony. I don't expect them to or want them to, and I don't want parents to worry if they don't. They are most welcome, and please let them run around and make as much commotion as they like. Now, the most important thing today is that our graduands have a great day, but you'll only really enjoy the occasion if you relax. Most of you look relaxed, but some of you look as though you're about to go into the examination room rather than collect a degree. Truly, nothing can go wrong. Well, that's not true. Sometimes things do go wrong. People come up here and they trip and fall over. That's fine. That's why all these highly paid people are here, to pick you up and send you on your way. So please, nothing can go wrong. Relax, enjoy the evening. Because you deserve to enjoy it, you deserve to take pride, great pride, in your graduation. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. Yeah, by the way, I really do like this. No, she's quite right, don't run away. I love the sound of a child at a graduation. We know that if they cry during a graduation ceremony, they're back within 25 years to take out their first PhD. So it's to be encouraged, not discouraged. As I was saying, completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. So welcome and congratulations to each and every one of you. I also want to congratulate all of you who are here tonight as the guests of our graduands. If you think about it just for a moment, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been very important in their lives and in the successes that we celebrate today. And I don't want you to think either that observing today's graduation is the end of your role. I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates, as they will soon become. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive tonight are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our graduands are too self-effacing to proclaim their own success, you make sure that you do it for them. Now, the ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today, and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world which can trace their history back more than 500 years. Now, of course, Macquarie is not one of them. We're a very young university, celebrating our 50th Jubilee only 4 years ago. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. Those of us who went to school in New South Wales were taught that Macquarie was a great builder, and that is true, he was. But his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. His greatest legacy was the ethos he established, much to the annoyance of the British authorities of the time, of an egalitarian society, because it was Macquarie's insistence that in this fledgling convict colony there be no distinction between the free and the freed that was the foundation of the Australian nation of a fair go for all. And that is a legacy that here at Macquarie we will always aim to maintain and honour. After our first 54 years, we now have more than 184,000 Macquarie graduates living in 142 countries. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. We're now ranked in the top 2% of the world's universities. From our beginnings, we have defied the traditional boundaries of academia. We've pioneered and continue to pioneer learning and teaching approaches that challenge conventions and shift thinking. Our students play a major role in their own learning and are empowered to guide what and how they learn. We're also research pioneers. Our framework for the future, world-leading research with world-changing impact, is brought to life by renowned researchers whose bold and innovative solutions to issues of global significance are of enormous benefit to the world we live in. And that, by the way, is not an idle boast. I'm sure almost everyone in this room occasionally makes use of Wi-Fi. Now, it may surprise you to know that Wi-Fi was not developed at Harvard University or Oxford University or Cambridge University or Melbourne or Sydney University. No, Wi-Fi was developed by Macquarie University engineers in conjunction with scientists from the CSIRO. Now, that's something that both Macquarie University and Australia should be very proud of. And by the way, the research that's currently underway at Macquarie is no less significant. I'm sure all of you will be aware of the very recent death of Professor Stephen Hawking, a brilliant scientist and a marvellous and inspiring man. The disease he fought for most of his life was motor neurone disease, and I'm very proud to say that our Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences is at the forefront. In fact, I think it's fair to say we are the Australian leader in helping to find a cure for that dreadful disease. I'm sure some of you also would have been aware of the shark attacks in Western Australia in the last couple of days, and even before that up in the north coast of New South Wales. And you might be interested to know that we have researchers working on an innovation that will prevent shark attacks on surfers. So that's good news for all the young surfers around Australia. In fact, we have countless research projects underway, all of which have enormous potential to add to the world's knowledge and well-being. We're also proud of some of our new or relatively new facilities, including our Australian Hearing Hub, our library and our hospital. We are the only university in Australia which owns and operates its own hospital. But we have a lot more to do to make sure that all of our facilities are fit for purpose. And that's why if you'd arrived here earlier in the day when the sun was out, or at least before the sun went down, you would have thought for a moment that you were visiting a war zone, because that big hole in the ground outside just behind me is the site of our new central courtyard, which will house new food and beverage facilities, other social and study areas, as well as on-campus student accommodation. A little further away, our arts faculty building, one of our oldest, has been completely gutted and will be replaced by a new arts precinct, which will also include new spaces for our superb museums and galleries. So we're looking forward and we're on the move. Here at Macquarie, we have a very clear and straightforward mission, and that mission is to transform people's lives and to improve the lives not just of our own students, but also of people all around the globe, by the work and achievements of our graduates and by the fruit of our research. We want Macquarie always to be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And graduands, in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Well, now, graduands and ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Michael McCarthy. Michael is Chief Marketing Strategist for CMC Markets Asia Pacific. He's responsible for global and local market analysis and trading strategy and plays a key role in the education of clients. He is first and foremost a trader, Working with prominent global investment banks and brokers as a proprietary trader, he's managed money market books, conducted foreign exchange arbitrage, stood as a market maker in exchange-traded options over shares on the ASX trading floor, managed hybrid and convertible note portfolios, and traded a global share index swap book. As a director of trading, he oversaw all equity derivative risk, acting as a wholesaler of market risk amelioration to the global operations of the bank. I now invite Michael McCarthy to deliver the occasional address. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael.
Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduates, family, friends of Macquarie University. I'd like to start by saying the word you're going to hear so much tonight and over the coming days and weeks. Congratulations. You made it. It's a very important achievement. When I was asked to speak tonight, I naturally did what we all do these days. I put the term occasional speech into a search engine. Company starts with the letter G or something. So I put occasional speech into a search engine, and there have been some truly great speeches delivered to graduates just like yourself. And whether you look at Tim Minchin's or whether you look at David Foster Wallace or any of the hundreds and thousands of other speakers who have done so well on an occasion like this, their output is inspirational, and I recommend it to everyone here. Unless you're asked to give an occasional address, because it's a very intimidating exercise. And having listened to all that wisdom, I didn't feel well positioned to reiterate somebody else's words or to go over that ground, and frankly, you can all use a search engine yourselves if you'd like to hear those speeches. But graduates, I'd like you for a moment now to perhaps close your eyes and just take yourself back to that very first lecture in the course that you're now about to graduate from. What can you remember about that lecture? Can you remember anything that was said to you? Well, like you will be in less than 2 hours, I'm a graduate of Macquarie University. I was lucky enough to receive a master's degree in applied finance in 2001. And I still remember some words from my first lecture in that course. It was one of the core subjects, financial instruments. And the lecturer said to all of us, I guarantee you, by the time you finish this course, you will want another job. You want a better job. And he was absolutely right. And within 2 years, most of us did have, once we graduated, did have newer and better jobs. And that's something I am qualified to reflect on tonight. It's that search that comes after you attain your degree. Now, some of you obviously will be going on to postgraduate work. Others might have other courses in mind. But for those of you who are thinking of putting your training into play in the workplace, I'd like to reflect back to you some of the things that have been taught to me over the years. A lot of people, if they're giving you advice about career, will tell you to follow your passion. If you work at what you're passionate about, it'll be easy. You'll never really work a day in your life and you'll do well at it. Now that's great advice if you've known since you were 5 years old that you wanted to be a firefighter or that you had a particular passion for accounting. But to be frank, I didn't. And a lot of my colleagues have never had a particular passion, or they didn't start out that way. The reality is, if you work hard and you're effective and you get satisfaction from what you're doing, your passion grows over time. So if you're one of the majority of people who don't at this stage know what your professional passion is, please don't be concerned. Most of us don't. And work is a mix of all those wonderful things that come to us when we work diligently and deliver results, and all the frustrations we can get along the way. And you shouldn't be concerned about that either. But there is one thing that I've learned about choosing career that I would like to pass on to you tonight. And that is to look for your intersection. Now, even with a degree in applied finance and a lot of help from people around me and a fair bit of hard work and application, I finally earned my place as a trader. And there aren't that many traders in the financial world, perhaps several hundred here in Australia working in major institutions. So it's a fairly elite group, and I was very pleased to be part of that. And I loved that work. I came to love it. It's exciting. And for some of us, that's really important at work. But it wasn't until I discovered that I had a second skill that I could bring into play. By the way, my father was a bookmaker, so I had a lot of training in numbers and risk-taking and assessing and things like that. So I had a couple of natural advantages in becoming a trader. But it wasn't until I found an intersection with a second skill set as a communicator that my career really took off. And now I spend a lot of time talking about, writing about markets. I still get to trade my own account, which is what I love to do, and people have to listen to me. So if you catch me on TV, keep the sound down, I'd recommend that. But it's that intersection of those two skill sets that have really put me in a fairly small and, to be frank, well-paid category. And that's one of the things I work for. I want to be well paid. And I'm not embarrassed about that, and none of you should be either. And if you want satisfaction, and if you want the rewards that come from doing a very good job, then I recommend you look for your intersection of skills, the two things that you're good at or more. Some people are truly blessed. But at least two things you're good at, and bring them together in a career that will unite them and allow you to take your place and to make your mark. Now, we all have, as personalities, as people, we all have our handicaps. And one of the things I'd like to share with you tonight is one of my great flaws. And it's something I suspect some of you sitting here will share with me. I love and am excited by ideas, and I'm very focused on them. And in the workplace, getting the right ideas and making them into practical, real, profit-spinning activities was what I was focused on. What's missing from all that? Well, the people. I was way too focused on the ideas, and to be frank, I didn't take into account my colleagues' feelings very often. I wasn't very good at that. All of you tonight, sitting here with the cap on, have proven that you have the ability to work, to learn, to deliver. And that means all of you are eminently suited for the workplace if you should choose. But the one thing I had to learn, and perhaps some of you might like to know about, is something that was told to me by a very successful human resources manager one time. And I was just looking at a career change and going on to something else, and I was asking questions and trying to get his opinion on things, and I was looking at various strategies and tactics, and he waved his hand and waved me there. He said, just be nice. Just be nice. You've got the skills, you've got the intelligence. If you're nice, it counts for a lot. Fortunately, 30 years into my career, it's too late for me. But it's not too late for you. And even if, like me, you can survive on your technical skills, as soon as anything goes against you, if you're not nice, you'll be gotten rid of. And as somebody who's been retrenched 3 times in less than 30 years, this is a real possibility. So be nice. That's one of the best things that I can pass on to you. But the greatest thing that I've learned after graduation is a life hack. And you might find it useful in any area, whether you're working or any part of life. And that is to be honest. Strange thing to say. Now, some people will exhort you to be honest because it's the right thing to do. But I'm not a religious leader, and I'm not a legal practitioner. I'm not suggesting you be honest because it's the right thing to do. Others will exhort you to be honest because they know that good things happen to people who do good. Being honest is a good thing. But that's not why I recommend you be honest. The reason I recommend honesty to you is that I'm lazy. Very, very lazy. And I also like to be free. I don't like to be tied down. It's one of the reasons I'm not a manager. I don't have those responsibilities. And being honest frees me up. I don't have to remember anything. I just say what I think all the time. It's very straightforward, it's very easy, and I can walk away from anything. And if something goes wrong, I can say, oh, well, that's what I honestly thought at the time, and yeah, it turns out I was wrong. Another bit of honesty, and off I go. So be honest, because it's easy. It's dead easy. It'll make your working life easier, and it'll make, I would argue, your whole life easier. So a couple of things to think about there. Don't worry if you don't know what your passion is. Most people starting out in the workplace don't. Find your intersection, the two skills that make you very special, and apply them. Find the career in which you can apply them. Be nice. I must admit that one took me by surprise. And be honest, because for lazy people like me, it's the best approach. So I wish you all good luck as you go into the next phase of your lives, as you begin the job search.
Well, thank you, Michael, for an excellent occasional address, and graduates, I'm sure you'll agree there was some very good advice there. And it is true, most people don't start their working life with a passion about doing this, that or the other thing. Passion is something that is acquired when you do something, you find you like it, you find you're good at it. And if you embark upon a career that you find you don't like, well, don't get trapped, don't stay there, move on, because you will find eventually something that you do like. And life's too short to be following a career which doesn't give you a sense of well-being and a sense of worth. I think Michael deserves another great round of applause. Well, now, graduands, we now come to the key part of the ceremony, which is the reason we're here, and that's the conferring of degrees. Now, I did mention earlier that there's nothing for you to worry about, but I have to be honest and tell you that this is the one part of the ceremony that makes me just a little bit nervous, because I was told by a good friend of mine who I went to university with 50-odd years ago, and who subsequently became the Chief Justice of New South Wales, that if I conferred a degree on someone who was not entitled to receive it, there was almost nothing I could do to take it back. So I have to make absolutely certain that each and every one of you is qualified to graduate tonight. So therefore, I'm going to ask the Registrar, Gail White, for an ironclad assurance that each and every one of you never missed a class and were never late in submitting an assignment and are otherwise eligible to graduate. Gail, can you give me those assurances, please?
Chancellor, I am able to certify that all of the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
Graduands, in the name of the Council of Macquarie University and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Graduates, congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics, and I call on Professor Leonie Tickle, Associate Dean, Learning and Teaching of the Faculty of Business and Economics, to present the graduates. Professor Tickle.
Chancellor. The graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics. The Faculty of Business and Economics is the largest faculty at Macquarie University and one of the largest in Australia. We are an applied, engaged and global business school. Our role is to create knowledge through applied research in the areas of marketing, management, finance, economics, actuarial studies and accounting. Working with our academic and corporate partners, students and alumni, we create and share research that addresses business and societal challenges. Our programs are innovative and include engagement with industry as well as the development of employability skills. The skills developed are in demand globally. Our programs are recognised and accredited by key industry bodies, and we enjoy a strong reputation amongst the business and professional communities. Our graduates have starting salaries well above the average for all Australian business schools. These graduates have the skills, knowledge and purpose to make a positive contribution to their families, to their communities and to the world. Chancellor, I'm proud to present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Commerce Professional Accounting. Edwina Bradsma. Casey Lara Forrest. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Economics. Fazana Ahmed. Luke Avanos. Jemima Barr. Chloe Yuan Ying Chow. Bryce Freeburn. Kane Glavachar. Luke Glavachar. Joshua David Hartley. Edward Huang. Jason Huang. Stephen Brent Corner. Alexander Linfield. Brandon Lee Mayhub. Tessa Louise Mullenbrokes. Yong Jun Mo. Liam O'Neill. Part Patel. Zachary Thomas Reynolds. Elizabeth Scarono. Amanpreet Kaur Singh. Hugh Smith. Lachlan James Smith. Taylor Whittle. Aaron Vijay Singer. Benjamin Williams. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Commerce. Kyle Burns. Yashing Kong. Joel Kroon. Sung Lau. Jasmine Taylor. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with the Bachelor of Science. John Patrick Heffernan. Ji Jun Ren. Jackson Scott. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. Samuel Anche Aquila. Gleb Ostakov. Matthew Richard Joseph Botter. Molly Brooke Smith. Chan Yuan Shan. She Wendy Chern. Brendan Winston Chu. John Mark Davidson. Jamal Dorshmush. Paul Gargro. Hannah Gately. Amanda Elizabeth Hemsworth. Kreshmir Kadam. Serhajpreet Kaur. Angela Barbara Kibble. Richard Lee. Jia Rui Lee. Kai Lee. Li Yao Lee. Shui Liu. Jen Young Luo. Mitchell Luton. Carolina Marcignac. Sang Nguyen. Daniel Robert Pusey. Lachlan Campbell Rees. Harley William Rutherford. Christopher Peter Sayers. Hojun Sung. Melissa Chin. Mandy van der Merwe. Emma Jane Whiteley. Gemma Williamson. Jian Ning Young. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Economics, Mayrin Mayedi Anwar. Mitchell Victor Borg. Joshua Robert Boyd Chatterton. James Jan Bradsma. Lachlan John Cassidy. Chan Suk Cheng. Sir Yu Chern. Iori Hashida. Yi Huang. Caleb John Knight. Peter Lebnan. Chun Kong Leung. Olivia Newham. Michael Potter. Callum Renwick. Maisha Samiha. Shivanjali Singh. George Nathan Tadros. Trevor Taylor. Yuan Tian. Quentin Young. Tian Yuan Zheng. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Philosophy, Lakshmi Prabha Shrestha Nagakoti. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Analytics, Scott James Blaxland Skidmore. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Accounting, Lu Sun. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Accounting Professional with the Master of Commerce, Hung Na Pan. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Accounting CPA Extension, Yuting Wang. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Actuarial Practice, Yu Tian Gao. Na Hao. Ellen Paulina Hutagal. Jie Lin. Davis Renchi Matthews. Danielle Louise Page. Vivek Sharma. Yi Xuan Sung. Tony Suchandi. Duen An Vu. Chong Shin Wei. Sir Jin Wu. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Applied Finance, Paula Roxana Alvar. Kelvin David Barry. Sherwin Binai. James Kai Seng Chiang. Bo Gang Zhou. Dougal Finlay Crawford, who has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. David John Hall. Stephen Roland Higgins. William Robert Johnson. Gaurav Kapoor. Ananda Sagar Kanal. George Timothy Martin. Catherine Gay Palmer. Sean Joshua Savaramutu. Malvin Sharma. Lai Shin Tam. Pamela Lei Lin Tan. Jimmy Tanzel. Wang Gang. Richard Merrick Webb. Bijuan Zheng. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Banking and Finance. Shauki Ahmed. Chiranjit Das. Ankit Hindocha. Jie Lin. Tao Han Nguyen, who has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Yi Zhou Wang. Tian Nan Zhang. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Economics, Preposition Gayahai. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research, Douglas John MacLeod, for a thesis entitled Modelling Short-Term Equilibrium and Long-Term Change in a Natural Way. Yin Yan Natalie Ju, for a thesis entitled Model of Attractiveness, How Physical, Vocal and Social Attractiveness Leads to Parasocial Interaction and Purchase Intention. Yin Fun Gloria Ju, for a thesis entitled Dynamics of Housing Affordability, A New Perspective from the LGA Level. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Dr. Paul David Crosby, for a thesis entitled Determinants of Demand for Cultural Experience Goods, An Application to the Market for Books. Chancellor, that completes this evening's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics.
Chancellor, I call on Dr. Paul Crosby, who has graduated just now with a Doctor of Philosophy, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Dr. Crosby.
Good evening, Chancellor, members of the University, fellow graduates and guests. It is an honour to speak on behalf of the graduates in today's ceremony. Today is a day to celebrate the hard work that got us all to this point, and today is a day to thank the people closest to us who helped us get there. The people that taught us, the people who raised us, the people who helped keep us sane during each and every exam period. And importantly, today marks the end of one era of our lives and the beginning of something new. Macquarie University will always be a special place for me. When I first began studying here, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life when I grew up. This was slightly concerning because I was already well and truly grown up at the time. However, Macquarie provided me with the freedom to think and grow, both intellectually and as a person, to connect with new people, to try new things, and for that, I will be forever grateful. During the course of a degree in business and economics, we are taught many theories that extol the virtues of a university education. The theory of human capital, for example, suggests that attending university makes you more productive and increases your skills and knowledge. This is good news, as we can all expect to earn more money now than we'd otherwise be able to. In contract theory, a university education is often viewed as a clear signal to potential employers of your capabilities. In a world where competition for jobs is fierce, such signals can play an important role in landing you your dream job. While no doubt important, I would argue that some of the true benefits of a university education are far less tangible in nature, and that these benefits lie outside of our textbooks and our lecture notes. University teaches us not only to be creative, but to also create our own opportunities, to work hard and have faith that that hard work will pay off, to take risks, to embrace adversity, and to take the time to see things from the perspective of others. Above all, university teaches us to discover and to reflect on just how powerful knowledge can be. We are all privileged to have been given the opportunity to study at an institution such as Macquarie University, and this opportunity is not one that we should take for granted. It is now up to all of us to take what we have learned, to continue to grow and to discover and to become connected and engaged global citizens. This is by no means an easy task, but we could not be in a better position to achieve it than we are today. Thank you, and good luck to you all.
Well, thank you, Paul, and congratulations on your Doctorate of Philosophy, and I'm pleased that you finally feel grown up. I'm 70 and I still don't feel that I'm fully grown up. In fact, I think I've got about another foot to grow, but I've given up hoping that that will happen. But thank you for your speech. And if, by the way, if your time at Macquarie has taught you to take risks and embrace adversity, then your time here has been well spent. Congratulations again on your PhD and your speech. I think he deserves another great round of applause. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that beautiful voice belongs to Yvette Masters, and you've got no idea how grateful I am to Yvette for coming and singing at our graduation ceremony this evening. You see, we always have an operatic singer, but for almost 10 years that has been Angela Brewer. And Angela, unfortunately, this afternoon, just before this afternoon's ceremony, felt unwell, and she had to skip this afternoon's ceremony, but she organised for Yvette to sing to us tonight. Now, the problem was that for the last 10 years, at approximately 350 or perhaps even more graduation ceremonies than that, I tell the graduates how fortunate they are to have Angela singing at their graduation, because I tell them that on the odd occasion, and it's never really happened, on the odd occasion when Angela can't sing, I do the singing. Well, imagine how I felt this afternoon. When Angela couldn't come, we hadn't yet organised a replacement. So guess what? I did the singing. So you're very lucky that you're here tonight and not this afternoon. I think Yvette deserves another great round of applause. Mind you, there was no way I could sing a song like that. So I worked out who in the audience was having a birthday and I sang happy birthday to them. Also deserving our appreciation are our great musicians over there, Dr. James Forsyth on the organ, and Dr. Chai Chang Ning on the transverse flute. And I'd also like to take the opportunity to acknowledge and thank our alumni volunteers for the great job they do at our graduations. Some of them are sitting over there, some over there. They come along and make sure that everything runs smoothly at our graduation ceremonies. I'm sure you'd like to congratulate and thank them too. And sitting behind me, of course, representatives of our academic community, and they've been essential in your journey here at Macquarie. I'm sure you'd like to put your hands together for them as well. Well, graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it is certainly not the end of your association with Macquarie. From today on, for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni, and part of the network of over 184,000 Macquarie alumni spanning the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our alumni program, which is focused on lifelong learning, lifelong support, and lifelong connections. Our commitment to you is to help you keep in touch and engaged with Macquarie throughout your life. And graduates, please do make sure that you come back to Macquarie, either to undertake more study, attend alumni events, use our aquatic and fitness facilities, or even if the mood takes you, just to enjoy a stroll through our lovely campus or enjoy a picnic down by the lake. Well, now, graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. Believe it or not, you, each and every one of you, can change the world. And you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it either, because almost everything you do in your homes, in your workplaces, and in your communities matters and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society through the decades, indeed the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or a kind gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life or a great career or a great achievement. So as Chancellor of Macquarie University, I charge you to use what you have learned, not only for your own benefit, but also for the benefit of the world we live in. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I charge you to recognise the worth and dignity of all people, particularly those who have not had the opportunities that you've enjoyed. I charge you to set high goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. I charge you, wherever you go, go with all your heart. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. Now, graduates, I hope also that you'll always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom are here with you tonight to help you celebrate. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm now going to ask you to do a couple of things. Graduates, would you now please stand? Now I'd like you to put your degrees on the seats behind you so that your hands are free, and I'd now like you to turn to face your families and your friends. And now I invite you to give them a mighty round of applause. Well, graduates, you can turn around now, but don't sit down because we'll be leaving in just a minute. But do, now someone's got to acknowledge that little boy. Who belongs to that little boy? No? No takers? Okay. Anyway, we'll look after him in a moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, shortly I will lead the official party out through the centre aisle, and we will then be followed by all of the graduates. And I would then invite all of you to join the procession down the centre aisle, out through the campus, follow the lights, and around to the Macquarie, where I hope you'll stay with us and enjoy some light refreshments. We have some very nice refreshments for the adults and even nicer ones for the children. We have pink lemonade, ice cream and fairy floss, and those things are not restricted to the children. They're available to everyone up to and exceeding my age. So please enjoy them. I now invite everyone to please stand, and please remain standing until the last graduate has processed out. Well, graduates, I wish you the very best for the future. And in the words of the old Irish blessing, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Graduates, good luck.